so now, dude. There seems to be this popular belief that sport bikes have very limited lifespan. Well, I'm about to blow the lid right off that. So as you can see and hear, yes, the competition works. MotoGP exhaust is back and louder than ever. This thing is so loud that, like, for instance, I was just at the gas station and pumping my gas. I get done. There's a lady on the other side of the pump pumping her gas, and I didn't want to shock her with the loud pipe, so I literally pushed my bike about, 50 feet away, fired up, rode off. That's how loud this thing is in real life. You have no idea. I tell you what, I've been seeing some unusual things on the roads these days. Yeah, man. Okay, so I do a lot of commuting back and forth to work, and I, tend to run into the same riders here and there. And there's this one guy, it looks like he's on a GSX-R 750 or a 1000. And I noticed, like, 2 weeks ago, I'm like, wow, dude, like, that guy's back tire is really worn out. You can see the silver strip down the middle, where the threads are coming through. But the strip wasn't very wide. It was only like 1 inch. A week later, I ran into the same guy. The threads on his back tire were this wide, and I'm not kidding you, the whole way around. I'm like, dude, like, do you not notice your back tire, or do you not care, or maybe you can't afford it? But, like, I would be scared to ride that bike. That thing's gonna explode any day now. I'm melting. Thank you. Then, literally just a couple nights ago, coming home from dinner on the bike, it's literally close to 9 o'clock at night. It's like a cool summer night, a little bit of a coolness in the air, perfect night for a ride. And I get off the off-ramp to my house, and oh, cool, there's a Ducati at the red light. And as I'm getting closer, I'm like starting to notice, okay, the guy's wearing tennis shoes, he's wearing shorts, like short shorts, and a t-shirt. I'm like, God, dude, I'm like, why don't you wear gear when it's this cool out, Well, what startled me more than anything was, I kid you not, the guy had to be at least 70 to 75 years old. And the way I could tell was by the skin on his arms, he kind of had those old man elbows. And I didn't pull up next to the guy, I just kind of came in behind him. And I'm just trying to figure, I'm like, what is going on here? What are the odds of seeing a guy this old on a Ducati wearing absolutely no riding gear at all? You never see guys on Ducatis dressed like that, ever. I don't know, maybe the guy was like a 75-year-old thief or something. But he was in no hurry, and when the light turned green, it was kind of like one of these lights that, you turn left right out of the light. He did not look stable in that corner at all. He was all like, oh. I'm like, I was just baffling, man. But, hey, to each his own. It's your skin. Not another red light. Oh, need oxygen. What else did I see that was weird? Oh yeah, this lady. Okay, so I'm leaving the grocery store and I'm in my truck and I see this lady just like whacked out on drugs, man. Like, check this out. This girl was so out of it. She didn't know what planet she was on, where she was. She had her eyes closed the whole time. Just kind kind of her head kind of tilted back and was just, I don't know, feeling the music in her head or something. It was just like, what kind of drug, I'm just curious, maybe you guys can educate me, but what kind of drug puts somebody in that state of mind? I have no idea. I've never done a drug that did that to me. Matter of fact, I can honestly say I haven't touched any drugs since I was probably 16 years old. And even then, it was just like marijuana a few times. But yeah, it's kind of sad. We have a lot of homeless, I don't want to say a lot. We have our share of homeless people that walk around and try to get money on the freeway off ramps. And you know, there's just a lot of them are just whacked on drugs. It's just like, it's kind of scary, man, because you don't know if they're just going to like go off on you or something. Anyhow, enough side babble. What were we? Oh yeah, the topic of this video is mileage on motorcycles. This is my theory as to why I think everybody has this perception that motorcycles don't last very long. You know, you got to have low miles on the bike. It's because a lot of times I see people that want to buy a bike, you know, they'll post something on Facebook somewhere on one of these motorcycle groups. Hey, I found this so-and-so motorcycle and it's got like 9,000 miles on it. Is this a good buy? I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I've had this RSV4 for just about a year and it's just over 10,000 miles. But that's an extreme example. You'll see a lot of bikes for sale that have ridiculously low miles and they're like 6 years old. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. I think what happens is these people get these bikes and they're all gung-ho for like the first 6 months, maybe a year, and then they get burnt out. They're just not riding them much anymore. So what happens is you have this big marketplace of used bikes with very low miles. So what that does is that builds the perception that low miles is good. You know, low miles is the only way to go on a sport bike. Well, let me tell you folks, I am living proof, well, I'm the living owner of a bike with 114,000 miles on it. 114000. Wait, 114, yeah, 114,000 miles. And the bike is still solid, it's still going strong. This is my VFR 800, Honda VFR 800. It's a 2004, 2002, 2004, I don't remember. And that was my first ever street bike because I started a new job. I was working for Scorpion Helmets and the owner had that bike and I said, you know what, you should sell me that bike, because I was commuting a good 50 miles each way to work every day on my Harley, and that just don't cut it. So he sold me that bike, and yeah, dude, I like racked up the miles really fast. You know, you're never gonna rack up those kind of miles using a bike like as a weekend warrior kind of a guy. Only commuter bikes will get those kind of miles. But that just goes to show you that these bikes will last a long time. I mean, they're 4-stroke engines, they're solid motors, they'll go forever. Take care of them, they'll take care of you. Keep the oil fresh, do your valve jobs when you're supposed to. Get this, on that VFR 800, I never did a valve job on it. I didn't know you had to. I just was new to street bikes. You know, I'd ridden dirt bikes all my life. That's not really something you do on dirt bikes, is regular valve jobs. And like this bike here had 12,000 miles, I'm supposed to do a valve job. I'm just going to do it right now because I'd rather be a little early than late, since I'm at 10,000. But yeah, I rode the crap out of that VFR, or that, yeah, the VFR 800. And over 100,000 miles, never had any problems. Granted, it was bike of the year every year they made that bike. Anyhow, yeah, a lot of miles on that. Okay, here's another example. I've got my Suzuki GSX-S 1000 that I started this motovlog on. And I've only had that bike 2 years, and I'm just at about 42,000 miles. And the bike's still like brand new. I mean, the motor's solid, it's fine, it's good, it's fresh. 42,000 miles in 2 years. Now, who cares how fast you get there, as long as you know, 42,000 miles is 42,000 miles, but that bike, no way, dude, just go. Why don't people do this? I can sit there all day. Sorry, I just don't have patience for that kind of stupidity.